Good morning, grade 12. It's Monday. We're opening the school marks program from the school marks folder in chapter 3, and there is some code already written in here in the read results button. There's a call to a procedure called CSV into array. So they've given data files, but they've actually given us the code. The array is called A data 1 to 5 and 1 to 7, and assign file, reset, read line. By the way, they're reading from a comma separated file, which looks like this when you open it, but you don't have to worry. It's all of these items are separated with commas. That's what's called comma separated. If you had to open this CSV file using Notepad, you will see that there are commas. Oops, open with. You'll see that every item in the CSV file is separated with a comma. The delimiter is a comma. So you just have to treat it as a normal text file and know that the commas are separating each item. And that is what they're doing here. They're finding the position of the comma, then they're copying and then deleting. And each time they're copying, they delete, they add data to an array. So basically, this array, A data, 5 rows and 7 columns, will have all the data from this text file or CSV file. 1, 2, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, wait, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns and 5 rows. So it'll be this lot will be read into the array. And that's what we have to understand is happening here. Okay, later on I'll show you how to do that, but not today. But what we're going to do is use the program as it stands. In the read CSV file, it actually is even outputting everything to the list box, and that's a big list box that's sitting over there. As you can see when I click read, oh, message input output error, reset. For some reason, file save, file program reset. So the reset is not working. Assign file, it can't find it. For some reason, it's not happy with that. Marks.csv. We can actually change. Oh, maybe. Okay. So we're not using marks.csv anyway. Oh, because the text that's open. I have it open. See, close your text file, guys. If you want your program to work, it would be a good idea to close your text files or any files that the program is needing to read. So there it is. So it reads all of that, and we know that this is sitting into a 2D array with 5 rows and 7 columns. All right, so what these are all for, we will find out. Okay, so that's what the program is doing so far, reading it in, and then we have this procedure, CSV into array. So it's basically updating from the text file into the array. So read csv.click, and then this is displaying in from the array into the list box. You see where they have their string there, and then they build the string, and then they display the string in the list box before the end of that nested for loop. So there's your nested for loop. They use I and J instead of I row and I col. Okay, that's the only difference. Now we're going to go and look at the activity in the following example, testing for the existence of the file left out to keep the code simple. This is assigned file reset. We didn't test for the text file. So basically, what in this activity, they're just showing you what we've actually seen inside inside the code already. They gave us the code. All right, fine. And we will do something like that again. Anyway, so based on the code above, we're going to have a look and what is the purpose of the procedure. I already told you. What is the purpose of following lines? Now for I equals 1 to length of A data. Now, guys, no, we do not use length of arrays, okay? So forget about that. That's not going to happen. We don't use 1 to length. It's not valid, and not even, well, you can use it in 2D arrays, but not for, in single arrays, but not for 2D arrays, okay? And over here, reading from that this read ln statement is reading from a text file into a string, and that again, scratch it. I'm even going to delete, and this one, and this one too, because a data is an array, 2D array actually, so we're definitely not doing that. God, your length. I comma is, well, this ANSI should not be there. It's pos. And I don't know where they get ANSI from. Forget it, delete it. And then saying an array of data equals string to end copy from S data from 1 to the position of the comma minus 1. I comma minus 1. Yeah, that's getting the pieces from the string, copying from a string that we read from the text file, starting at 1 to where the position of that comma is and minus 1. And then deleting it because we have already copied it, so now we can delete it. Okay. Right. When will the value of comma be naught? I comma. If you know, if the position is the position of the comma, if you can't find the comma in the string, then I comma will be naught because it's our position of the comma. If there isn't any comma in the string, then I comma will be naught. Why is there read ln function before the loop stops? Well, there's a read ln function into s data. Why? Because this text file that we did see had headings in it. Remember when I opened it just now? All right, where is it now? There it is. Can you see that first line? We don't want that line, so we read it and then it just doesn't get used. Okay, so they never used s dot. They never used it here. Or did they? No, they didn't. Yeah. Yeah, they read it over there. Sorry, they read it there, and we didn't use it. So they read it there. Then inside the loop, they read it once, and they know they had 5 lines to read, so 1 to 5. You know. Right. In the string list. The following lines. What's a string list? Okay, a string list is like having an array but on your form. So if I had to go and let's see if a string list actually component even exists, and no, it doesn't, because it is string values list. There's a string values list there. Wait, I just missed it. There we go. It's a web snap, but that's not quite the same thing. So a string list would be like having an array, but as the object inspector of your form, but you don't actually see it. It's sitting in memory. Anyway. Describe the following. Okay, we're not going to worry about that because that is not actually part of our syllabus actually. Create an event for the read CSV buttons that displays data from the array in the list box. Make sure to run CSV into array procedure. We've already got the event for the read CSV. They already wrote an event called, and where is it? Where's the header? I saw it. Yeah, there it is. CSV into array. There it is. But why is there no header? It's a method that has been defined by the user. A user-defined method. Yeah. Okay, that's a mystery to me. We could actually go and just write the header somewhere over here and see what happens. Procedure CSV into array. Okay. And it doesn't like it because obviously it must be part of the program somewhere, but I don't see it as hidden. because normally you can't have a user-defined method just sitting there being implemented without actually being declared elsewhere in our program. So I'm sorry, that's a mystery to me. Okay, we're not going to dwell on it, but it is already there. Now what we'll do is we won't worry about that. What we're going to do is go to our program, to our activity 3.6, where they want us to do something. So use a 2D array created for school marks. Create events for 1 and 2 buttons to calculate the third student's average mark for his test, assignment and exam. The third student. So if we look at the actual text file, or we can run the program as well, that will also help. The third student, 1, 2, 3. The third student is 20003, okay? And then, unfortunately, we don't have the headings here, because we really need to have those headings displayed, don't we? It would be actually a good idea to have them displayed in our list box, but we'll have to guess what it is. So what we can do is just go and open the text file again. That would help. So we have student age, fees, outstanding, test 1 and test 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Column 4 and column 5 is test 1 and test 2. So if you know that for column 4, column 5, and then column 6 and column 7, 4, 5, 6 and 7, those are going to be their test marks and exams and assignments. So we're going to get the average mark for that. So that's quite easy. So we don't have to worry about all the other stuff. We're going to do button 1, and then we're going to calculate an sum. We're going to have right, I think they're integers. Sum, they're all integers. Yeah, the array, the global array is all an array of integers. Yep, it sure is. Sum, total, colon integer, and it's 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 4 numbers, and then we have R average, colon real, because obviously an average mark is going to be, so sum, yeah, but I just need one total, not 2 total variables, one total. Sum equals the name of the array, A data, it's called A data, equals A data, square brackets, row 3, column 4, plus, we could even use a loop, you know. Okay, rcol, for rcol equals 1 equals 4 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 equals 4 to 7 do, and then we get our sum. Our sum is A data row 3 and column rcol, and we're just summing up, and we have to start with our sum equal to 0, eh? So I'm doing it just to try and, you know, I could have just done it manually. A data row 3 column 4 plus A data row 3 column 5 plus A data row 3 comma 6 plus A data row 3 column 7. Could have done it that way, but that's actually the silly way. You might lose marks. Our sum divided by 4, and then we're going to display that where inside the, we're going to display that, use it, calculate and display. Okay, fine, where must we display it? Okay, well, maybe the list box, hey? Okay, right, in the list box. Why don't they tell us where we must display it? .items.add, fine. Ding, 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 ding. Right, okay. Oops. Items.add, float to string f, r average, ff fixed, comma 8, comma 1. I don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. Okay, I normally have 1 decimal point if I'm going to. They didn't tell us how many decimal points to round it off to or anything like that. Now we have to move on to the next one, the second student's highest number. Okay, so that should be interesting. In this box number 2, we're going to display the second student's highest number. Right, so we're going to go and get a variable called highest, colon integer, and then we're going to go through each box for row number 2, which is the second student. So we're going to go for rcol equals 1, rcol equals, for rcol equals 4 to 7, the same thing. So we have to have rcol as our, what's the name, our counter declared there. And then we're going to say if a data box number 2 comma rcol, if that's greater than our highest, what are we going to make our highest equal to? Well, I guess we could make it equal to 0, eh? Start off with, or we can make it equal to the first one, a data, which is more practical, a data row 2 comma column 4, and then we go from 5 to 7. So we've dealt with column 4 now. Then we say our highest equals a data column 2 row rcol. Okay, and then all we do then is display our highest in our list box. That will be x results.items.add into string our highest, and it's done. Right, so now you're going to have to do that all by yourself. Oh, don't make mistakes that I did, like right now. Left out a bracket. So, number 1. Oh, but what about that? Oopsie daisy. Oh my goodness me. I've left my Excel spreadsheet open and everything's crashing. Okay, there we go. Right, read CSV. Number 1 and number 2. So that is the number 2, that is the highest mark, and the average, that looks quite the average, I think I would say. Yep, so guys, now you're going to do it by yourself.